Hi guys, it's Natalie. Today I was going through my planner and I was looking at my goals for this year and I thought it would be a fun idea to share them with you. So people who know me in real life know that I love organizing, I love planning. I have a lot of different planning tools. I will make a different video about that to show you which tools I use and which I think you should use as well. But one of my favorite things still is writing. I think there is something special about handwritten goals and plans because when you write them, they suddenly become more real in a way. Also, I think it's just really fun when you just get that new planner at the beginning of the year and to start to fill that in. So the planner I use is a planner from Magic of I. The reason I chose this planner is because you can fill in goals every month, every week. You can really break them down, which I think is really important if you want to be able to achieve those goals. Because if you just put your big goals, it will be very hard to track your progress and also to achieve them if it's not in bite-sized bits. And another reason, or the main reason why I chose this one over other similar planners, is that this is also a moon calendar planetary planner, and since I'm very much into the moon and astrology and all these things, it's really fun for me to see every day what is special about that day, and I actually learned quite a lot about this from this planner. But okay, that aside, so at the beginning of the year I had to fill in my goals for the year, and the way the planner actually split it up is so they made goals on a spiritual level, then they made goals mental, work, love, money, social, physical, and inspiration. And the way it works is you write some goals down on one page. So here is what I would like, and here is actionable steps. I'm not going to discuss all of my different goals with you, but I wanted to talk to you a bit more about the 5 biggest goals that for me are really important this year and that I hope to achieve by the end of 2021. So first and foremost, I think anyone of you who has seen any video of us or follow us on Instagram know that the biggest goal that me and Filou and the dogs all have together is to move to Italy. So I'd say that the number one goal is moving to Italy, being a full digital nomad, so really have all of our businesses online. So something a lot of you don't know is that we own a doggy daycare here, and sadly that is something we can't continue, partly because we're moving to Italy, but also because of some other issues. So moving to Italy and becoming a full digital nomad is my number one goal. The reason I want it so badly is that I've always felt like I wanted to travel around. I didn't want to stay in one place. I wanted to do it with my dogs because I really don't enjoy being away for a long time if they're not with me. So, but to do that, it requires a lot of planning, and also financially you can't just wing it because you really have to be certain that you can maintain a certain lifestyle, so they have food every day, that they are being well taken care of. So, and also obviously the place where you go, you can't just get a studio in the city center with 6 dogs. So then the second biggest goal for me personally is that I really want to have my blog more like a very successful blog, let's say, and obviously the YouTube channel, which is also why I'm vlogging every day now. On Instagram, I think we're doing quite well. We just started last year with our Instagram and we're over 6K followers, so that makes me happy, not just because of the number, but because the audience we have. If some of you are watching now, I really enjoy talking with all of you. I think it's really wonderful to meet people this way. I think we truly made some friends that I can't wait to meet in real life. I actually also have met some of you in real life. And I think it's just great, especially in this context of Corona, that you can still meet people, and it's people with a similar interest, since all of you are also very much into your dogs and a lot of people are also into traveling. I mean, who isn't? But I think that's really a fun thing, like a fun way to meet people and also a way to explore. Since we love traveling, it's really nice that we can just go places and you might just know somebody there. Like, I know already if we go to America at some point, there are so many people I want to see and want to meet in real life, and that's really something super fun. And it's something that I aspire also to have with the blog and the YouTube, to get to know as many of you as possible. So please, if you are watching this, leave a comment, get in touch with us. That would make us super happy. And also through the blog, the YouTube channel and the Instagram, we really want to inspire people to also take their dogs with them to travel, to become an entrepreneur even, to just explore the world, make the best out of the time you have with your dog, with your family, and to live the perfect life for you, whether it is traveling or whether it is staying at home, but just to inspire people to do what they want to do and not just do what society thinks is best. So yeah, let's go to the third big goal. So the third goal kind of builds further on the first two, because the third goal for me is to have a passive income stream. So my grandparents used to have a lot of apartments, and I saw how when they were older, they had things to worry about and they had the apartments and everything, but in a way also they didn't have to worry about, because they didn't really have a big pension, but they didn't have to worry about financial stuff because they always had the income of the rent of their apartments. And I think still to this day, real estate is still something that brings a lot to you, and it's something that is there, you know, it's not gonna suddenly lose all of its value, or it's not like the stock market where it can go up like that much and then decrease that much again. Although real estate also increases and decreases, but still, I think it's a safer investment. So we've been looking at little studios to buy, and to like buy a little studio where someone can live in and that we can rent it out, obviously. But that would also be a nice thing when we are in Italy, to know that even if our online businesses at some point, because now it's going well, but maybe at some point it's not gonna go well, and it's nice to know that you always have the little buffer, financially speaking. And for example, with the dogs, I know that, you know, they will always have something. Also, it's also nice that you know that if you decide to come back to Belgium, you will always have a place, although you also have that with friends and family, but you will still have a place that's yours. So then the fourth goal that I have, actually in the beginning of the year I said that I wanted to read one book a week, but that was obviously or clearly not a good idea, because I never came to that, since we just have so much going on and reading a book a week wasn't manageable, so I was quickly discouraged. So now I changed it to reading one book a month, and so far so good. So I think it's just really important to keep on learning new stuff. I always enjoy reading. I used to read a lot of fiction actually, but now I always read more informational books, because I just want to learn new things and also share that knowledge with the world. So yeah, so far I think this year I've read 4 books, and it's March, so it's fun to know that my goal, I already exceeded my goal, while if it was 1 book a week, I was failing. So it's good to adjust sometimes. And then my 5th goal is really a more personal goal. So at the beginning of last year, I lost my dog Obi, which was my little baby and was really my heart dog, as we say. And that was very hard on me, especially because the day before my grandmother passed, with whom I also had a very, very great bond. And then a bit later, my grandfather also passed away. And I'm someone who keeps everything inside and then kind of shuts down. So my feelings were a bit on hold. And yeah, it was very hard for me to get out of that numbness and to talk about it. And especially for Filou, my significant other, I imagine them must have been quite hard. So my fifth goal for this year is to be more vulnerable towards him and also towards other people, towards loved ones, and to be able to express my feelings, which I think I'm also doing a bit now, the being vulnerable part, by saying this in this video. So, hey. That was it. Those were my 5 big goals for this year. I'd love to hear from you what your goals are, and also how you are planning to achieve them. Thank you, bye!